the things that can happen if your allergies aren't treated. If your nasal allergies and sinus allergies aren't treated, you can get polyps in your nose, which look like colorless grapes, and they'll have to be removed, which can cause a problem. You can get long-term chronic pulmonary disease or lung disease, so you end up walking around with a little catheter in your nose and carrying an oxygen tank because you can't breathe. You actually, in essence, suffocate more and more as you get older. If your allergies aren't treated, you can't learn as well, okay? I thought we were going to talk a bit about learning. I've seen IQs go from a low of 57 to 128.
That is crazy.
57 to 128. That was the exception, certainly not the rule. And that mother was a principal of school, so we had accurate records. But many of the patients that I saw, if you treated their allergies, you would find that they went from B's to A's, from C's to B's, from D's to C's. Their grades routinely went up. And if you look in my books, it shows you how your writing can change. For example, if you write before you eat and write an hour later and you can't write your name, it means you ate something that affects your brain. If you go into a room and you're bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and you write nicely, and by the end of the hour you can't write, why? Is it the teacher's perfume? Is it a disinfectant? Is the room moldy or dusty? What's causing you to have trouble in that room? And if you read any of my books, they're very analytical. They say, these are the 3 things to check. These are the 4 things to check. They're stupid simple. I've got one book that has everything in it that's on sale right now. It's called, Is This Your Child's World? It's your world and your child's world. It's got everything in it, how to figure out why you're sick. If you want to get well, let me tell you the most important thing.
Okay, so if I'm talking to my doctor and I think I have allergies, what should I say to them?
You say, do I have allergies, and what can I do about it that's fast, easy, inexpensive, effective, and safe?
Okay, and what are some symptoms to show that you have allergies, in school for students?
Itchy nose, itchy skin, creepy, crawly feelings under the skin, coughing, wheezing, difficulty breathing, wiggly legs, abnormally red ears, abnormally red cheeks, dark eye circles, bags under your eyes. These are all common symptoms. And sudden changes in your disposition for no reason at all. When you suddenly become irritable, moody, cry for no reason, become aggressive, want to hit, can't remember, can't think clearly. All of those things can happen.
Okay, so you've been talking about the physical, how it affects you physically, but how do they affect you emotionally as well?
Well, as I said, any area of the brain can be affected, so you can be fatigued and so tired you can't move. You can be hyperactive, you can't sit still. Some people get vulgar. Some people cry for no reason at all. Many people get aggravated, aggressive, and irritable.
Okay. So would it be a good idea if I got tested for it?
Well, testing is long and complicated, okay? They can do some blood tests, and if your insurance company, if your insurance policy covers the cost, that'll give you some insight as to which foods cause the most problems. You want IgE RAST tests done. If you go to an allergist, it depends on the type you go to. If you're for traditional allergy, they're going to stick your back with a lot of little punches, or they're going to stick your arms with a lot of little needles, and they're going to do allergy testing, which will take several hours, usually for several days, to get all the results that you need. And if you have to then you have to take shots or use drops under your tongue, and then you have to get allergy shots for many years. If you, however, have good intelligence, you read one of the books, you go on a 1-week diet, and you get yourself an air purifier, you may clear it up in less than a week, anywhere from 1 to 7 days if you go on the right diet, which is written in my book. And if you get an air purifier, you can try it for 1 month. If it doesn't work, you can send it back, and it only costs you $25. The diet takes care of the food allergies. The air purifier takes care of dust, mold, pollen, and chemicals. And
okay,
in other words, if you can treat it yourself, why are you going to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars and take shots and allergy extracts for years and use asthma and allergy medicines when you can clear it up? I keep saying you got a nail in your shoe causes a sore in your foot. You take out the nail, you don't have symptoms, you don't need meds.
Okay, is there a website people can go to get more information on this too?
Sure, go to my website. I'm under Dr. D. Rapp, Dr. Doris Rapp, plain Doris Rapp, MD, Doris Rapp, plain. I've got all kinds of tips there, and I've got a book that's got everything in it that's reduced from $25 to $10. Look on the website and send me your email, and you'll get the book. And all you have to do is pay the shipping on the book. And there are other things on my website that you can take off just by going to the website.
Okay, we have 2 minutes before our next break. Is there anything that you'd like to add before we go on break?
Let me think. Yeah, a couple of things. Number one is if you eat a food to which you are allergic, you start to swell or get sick or you don't feel right away, take 2 teaspoons of baking soda in a glass of water. It stops many allergic reactions. If you can keep your body alkaline, you will be much healthier than if your urine or saliva shows that you're very acid. That's a very important thing for you to know.
Okay.
Make sure that you pay attention to when you get sick. Where are you? What's going on? What's happened? How long ago did you eat the fish? How long ago did you breathe the chemicals in the air? Look around and figure out what's different when you suddenly become ill. The answer in medicine is not a better pill, because many of the pills are toxic and can cause all kinds of side effects and have not been checked for safety actually in humans, but at least adequately. But try to figure out what's making you sick and get rid of the cause. You get sick after a meal, write down everything you ate so that the next time you can get sick or you get sick 2 or 3 times, you can look in those pages and see what's in common could have made you get ill. Another thing, it's not how much of something that makes you sick, but how sensitive you are to it. I've seen people get desperately ill from a drop of milk. So it's not how much, it's how sensitive it counts.
Okay, and we are going to go on break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by our Stardust panel.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Heaven Bless Life Center invites you to visit our website at www.heavenblessedlifecenter.com. Our children's book, The Master Masters, A Children's Guide to Mastering Life at an Early Age, is available online or at Amazon.com and is a great resource to help the youth of today on their spiritual path. Also, if you're looking for the perfect gift for your family and friends, send them one of our powerful healing pillows or check out our healing infant blankets. They make a wonderful baby shower gift. The tools and resources on our site are lovingly maintained and updated frequently. So please stop by and spend some time with us.
Welcome back, everyone. I would like to bring on our Stardust panel for the rest of the show. Please welcome Mark and Carly. Welcome, guys.
Hi, how's it going?
It's good. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Carly, are you there? Carly? Apparently there's some technical difficulties, but what do you think about the conversation so far? Mark?
There's a lot of information I didn't know about allergies, like the way it's prevented or treated.
Okay.
Is there anything that I said you can't understand?
Excuse me?
She said, is there anything that you heard that you can't understand?
It wasn't clear enough.
Well, it was breaking up a little bit, but most of everything I've heard about like different diseases that can come from allergies, like chronic pulmonary disease and chronic other diseases. I didn't even know that was possible from allergies or chemicals even start allergies.
Most people are not aware that, and unfortunately this includes doctors, are totally unaware that any area of the body can be affected by an allergy. They don't have any idea. When I went to medical school in 1955, we were just told it was hay fever, asthma, and itchy skin. And it wasn't until 1975 when I went to a meeting and they said, you're missing it. Allergies can affect any area of the body, and chemicals can affect any area. And I said to myself, those guys are quacks. I'm going to expose them. So I went to their offices to see what they were doing, and they were doing a new kind of allergy testing called provocation neutralization. And this is like, it's sort of akin to putting a mouse in a cheese factory. You can take 1 drop of dust, mold, pollen, a food, or chemical and put it in somebody's skin, and you can reproduce the symptom that that item causes. If you want to see it, look on my website, drrapp.com. And then you can take a weaker dilution. You produce the symptoms in 8 minutes from a drop of something that bothers somebody. Then you give them a weaker 5-fold dilution. You give them a 1 to 10, and then a 1 to 25. I mean, a 1 to 5, and then a 1 to 25, and then a 1 to 125. And when you get to the right dilution, you put in 1 drop, and in 8 minutes they're normal. And then they can eat that food or be exposed to that item by merely using drops under their tongue of that dilution. Now, this is just mind-boggling to me as a physician, that I'm able to reproduce their symptoms so I know and they know that this is what causes a bellyache, but that's not the same thing that causes your headache, and that's not the same thing that causes you unable to think clearly and concentrate well for your exams. So this was wonderful. The big problem is that the insurance dominates medicine. They decide how we practice medicine. They decide the kind of medicine that you're going to receive. So your politicians and the insurance companies make the decisions, not the doctors. And so the result is that many people do not even know that provocation neutralization allergy tests exist. They just know about
that. And how do we change that?
You go to the politicians and say, give us a choice. Let us go to the doctors that we think will help us the most. We're paying the bills. Why are you telling me how to do it when you have vested interests, when you have stock in the drug companies, when you have stock in the chemical companies? You start to complain. And I'm really delighted to have a younger audience, because we're putting all these problems on you. And we have in effect poisoned your air, food, and water, and we're just telling you to learn to live with it. And I think it's an absolute sin. A newborn baby should not have 287 toxic chemicals in their blood.
I agree.
It's just not fair. And this means that we need to educate